The Abbasid campaign was personally led by the Caliph al-Mutasim in retaliation to the expedition launched by the Byzantine Empire Theophilus into the Caliph's borderlands the previous year. The Arabs targeted Amorium because it was the birthplace of the ruling Byzantine dynasty and, at the time, one of Byzantium's most important cities and the capital of the Anatolic Thema. The Caliph gathered an exceptionally large army of 80,000 men, which he divided into two parts. One branch penetrated deep into Byzantine-held northwest Asia Minor, while the northern army defeated the Byzantine forces under Theophilus at Azens. After the battle in Azen, the Arab armies converged upon Ankria, which they found abandoned. After sacking the city, they turned east to Amorium, where they arrived on August 1st. Faced with intrigues at Constantinople and the rebellion of a large Kurumanite contingent of his army, Theophilus was unable to aid the city. The city's fortifications were strong, with a thick wall protected by 44 towers and a wide moat. Both besiegers and besieged had many siege engines, and for several days both sides exchanged missile fire. However, an Arab prisoner who had converted to Christianity deflected back to the Caliph and informed him of a place in the wall which had been badly damaged by heavy rainfall. The Arabs concentrated their hits on that section, and after 2 days managed to breach the wall. The Byzantines defended the breach, but their position became hopeless. After about 2 weeks of siege, Etios sent an embassy offering to surrender Amorium in exchange for safe passage of his people, but Matusim refused. The Byzantine commander Boeotes, however, who was in charge of the breach section, decided to conduct direct negotiations with the Caliph on his own. While he parleyed with the Caliph, the Arabs came closer to the breach, and, at a signal, charged and broke into the city. Taken by surprise, the Byzantines' resistance was sporadic. Some soldiers barricaded themselves in monasteries and were burned to death, while Atsios, with his officers, sought refuge in the tower before being forced to surrender. The city was thoroughly sacked and plundered. It was burned to the ground, with only the city walls surviving relatively intact. Yet, in the siege of Amorium, about 70,000 Muslims had perished. Their loss had been revenged by the slaughter of 30,000 Christians and the suffering of an equal number of captives, who were treated as the most audacious criminals. Mutual necessity could sometimes extort the exchange or ransom of prisoners, but in the national and religious conflict of the two empires, peace was without confidence and war without mercy. The Caliph, due to a rebellion, had to cut short his campaign and return to his realm, taking many captives with him. General Atsios was executed. Several of the other prisoners were exchanged with Arab captives in a truce signed in 841. But high-ranking officers were exempt from this. After years of captivity and no hope of ransom, they were urged to convert to Islam. When they refused, they were executed at Samaria on March 6, 845, and are celebrated in the Eastern Orthodox Church as the 42 Martyrs of Amorium.